In this video, I'm going to show you how to stitch the star stitch. This is a really great stitch to use in canvas work, but you can also use it in other forms of embroidery. As with other stitch diagrams, you just follow the numbering system. So you come up at 1 and you go down at 2, you come up at 3 and go down at 4, 5, down at 6, up at 7, and down at 8. I'm using 18 count monocanvas for this demonstration, and the thread that I'll be using is a number 5 pearl cotton in a number 22 tapestry needle. Following the stitch diagram that I showed you before, we're going to come up at 1 and go down at 2, which is 4 fabric threads up from 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll come up at 3, which is 2 fabric threads over and 2 fabric threads down from 2, and go down at 4. And then we'll come up at 5 and go down at 6. Come up at 7 and go down at 8. So that makes a nice lofty little stitch. It adds great texture. And I'll show you a second one to show you how they line up when you make them in a diagonal line. I'm going to switch the direction of 3, 4 here so that I can come up in a clean hole and go down in a what we call a dirty hole, or a previously used hole. That makes your stitches a little tighter. If you come up in a dirty hole or a previously used hole, it can lift out the thread from the previous stitch a little bit. Now sometimes you can't help it, but when you can, try to use the clean dirty rule. So you see how they line up really nicely? They share holes along this edge here, and if you make a whole line of them, it makes a really nice clean looking diagonal line. As you can see here, I've created a little area that's outlined with star stitches here. I used 1 ply of Caron watercolors for this, and that's why you can see a little bit of a variation in the colors of blue here. So it's a really great one for blocking out areas that you can then fill with other stitches. I hope you enjoyed this video and find it useful. Happy stitching!